kindly take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a very warm welcome. Murakazaneza to the land of 1,000 hills, Rwanda, and I hope you have all been settling in. You may kindly take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a very warm welcome. Murakazaneza to the land of 1,000 hills, Rwanda, and I hope you have all been settling in well to what is going to be your home for the next few days. Hosting this event here today in Kigali is a testament to the amazing progress that the country has made over the years. And I really hope you're all as excited as I am for today's program. Your Excellency, President Paul Kagame, CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe, FIFA President Gianni Infantino, representative of His Majesty Mohammed VI, may God assist him, King of Morocco, Minister of National Education and Sports Chakib Ben Musa, Confederation Presidents, members of the FIFA Council, members of the CAF Executive Committee, the 54-member association presidents from our motherland, Africa, all protocols observed, welcome to the CAF President's Outstanding Achievement Award 2022 ceremony. My name is Naringo, football royalties from all over the world. And today, in particular this evening, this room will be filled with celebrations looking at the key milestones that have been achieved in the football sector here on the continent. CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe will tonight confer the CAF President Outstanding Achievement Award to two heads of state who have made meaningful contributions to development of football here on our continent. These heads of state have also set great examples of leadership within the African continent. And we cannot really talk about excellence without highlighting some of the key things that have been achieved by CAF in the last 2 years. To name just a few, we've seen record TV audiences from AFCON. We've also seen the record crowds at Women's AFCON. And finally, the world-class production from the CHAN. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly turn your attention to the screens and watch some of these highlights and more.
Africa says, thank you very much.
The biggest game on the continent, it's Egypt up against Senegal. This might be an opportunity, is there a penalty? And it is Senegal who missed the opportunity. Salah with a shot, Mendy with a save. Mane! Senegal are African champions! Well, hello and welcome to this grand event. It is the Women's Africa Cup of Nations 2022 final. Here's a chance for a second. South Africa lead by 2 goals to 0 in this final, and Hilda Bahia is now joint leading scorer in this tournament. South Africa, after 5 attempts, have finally claimed glory. They achieve immortality as they claim their first title in the WAFCON. They are champions for the first time. With the dark comes the promise of light, of bright stars and a shot at glory. Welcome to the final. Balde. For Algeria to stay in the penalty shootout.
And it is Senegal who claim the title as Gendouzi strikes the woodwork. Senegal have made the dream a reality.
We are here in Casablanca. Al Ahly of Egypt and and Wydad playing in their backyard. This is an opportunity. Another race, already shot on goal! What a super goal for Wydad Casablanca. The Moroccans are the kings of Africa.
Wow, watching this is truly mind-blowing. It goes to show us how far football has really come here on the African continent, and it also instills hope in us for what really lies ahead. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming the man who has been given the heavy task of turning around African football and inspiring the next generation of football stars. Help me welcome to the stage. Please give a warm round of applause to CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe as he comes forward.
Thank you so very much. Can we give an applause to our wonderful MC? Today is a very, very special day, a historic day, an exciting day. I want to start by expressing my deep personal gratitude and also on behalf of the 54 African nations that are members of CAF. It's a great honor to welcome all of our guests here today to the CAF President's Outstanding Achievement Award 2022. And amongst our very special guests is our brother, His Excellency, the President of Rwanda, President Paul Kagame. Can we please clap hands for him? And of course, our sister Jeanette, the First Lady, is with us. Can we clap hands for her as well? Thank you. And I have to go through the protocol quickly, and including the sponsors and the people who made contributions. So hold on with your applause until I've recognized all of the people, and I'll humbly ask you to applaud them. And we have a very special guest with us today as well. Our other very special guest is the representative of His Majesty, King Mohammed VI. May God assist him, the Moroccan Minister of National Education and Sports, Mr. Chakib Ben Moussa. I think we can clap hands for him. Because clapping hands for him is clapping hands for His Majesty. And of football in the world, in the history of FIFA, an elective Congress, when the president of FIFA is chosen, it's taking place for the first time in Africa. And it's taking place because we really have a special brother, a special leader in FIFA, deeply committed to Africa. Our brother and African, can we clap hands for the president of FIFA? He said, I'm going to ask you to clap hands for everyone. President of FIFA, Gianni Infantino. And our wonderful sister who's wearing African outfit today, Lina, Gianni's beautiful wife. And I'm also honored to have the big fan of African football and of course football in the world, Dr. Precious Moloi Motsepe, who's with us today. Very good. I also want to recognize the president of his confederation. They are the champions of the world. We have today the president of CONMEBOL, who's with us, our brother Alejandro Dominguez. Can we clap hands for him? He's the president of president of CONMEBOL, and CONMEBOL is the president of the world. We're very proud of your success and of your achievement in Qatar. Very quickly, I see my vice president, the vice presidents of CAF who are here. Thank you so much. The presidents of the 54 nations and the secretary generals of the 54 African nations who are here with us. We are most honored by your presence. We've got our ambassadors and diplomats. Thank you so much. I'm told we've got more than 30 ambassadors who are with us today. Thank you so much. And I see our Minister of Sports and many other ministers. We are honored to have the FIFA Council members here as well. Thank you so much for the FIFA Council members who are here with us. We can clap hands for them. CAF Executive Committee members, the football legends who are here with us as well. And I see our brother there as well. Thank you so much for coming, our brother from Saudi, who's a member of council. Thanks for coming. Very quickly, today, as I said, is a very special day. In a humble way, the 54 nations in Africa want to express our gratitude and our appreciation to two outstanding heads of state for their passion, for their commitment, for their support for football in their countries, but also for their support, passion, and commitment for football on the African continent. And this ceremony today is an acknowledgement and a recognition for the significant manner in which they've contributed to the development and growth of African football. We've always said that in order for African football to be globally competitive and self-sustaining, we need the partnerships in every single one of the 54 nations. Every one of the 54 nations constitutes the test for the success and the development of football on the African continent. And that's why the partnerships in every country, in every one of our 54 countries, we want to encourage, motivate, and also, as I said today, inspire all of the other heads of state. Because this recognition by the 54 nations in Africa is also a recognition of the two that have made huge contributions, but it's also to thank the other nations, the other heads of state, the other governments who are making contributions to the partnership that is required to make sure that football in every country grows and succeeds. The working together and the collaboration between the leadership of football in every one of the 54 nations in Africa, the president of football in each of our member associations, the secretary general of each of our member associations, they're working together with the government, with the private sector, is an essential foundation for the growth and success of football on the African continent. I'm now going to humbly request that all of us, we're going to ask you in a minute, but before I proceed and ask you to stand up and clap hands, I just want to formally announce that it's a great honor, President Paul Kagame. It's a great honor for us in Africa, for the whole 54 nations on the continent. We recognize your commitment and the good work that you're doing. And the same applies, give the message to our King, King Mohammed VI, may God assist him. And that's why today we confer these, the CAF President's Outstanding Achievement Awards to our President, President Paul Kagame, as well as to our King, King Mohammed VI, may God assist him. Can we all stand up and clap hands in humility? Let me just thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Usually after I've clapped hands and I've said what we need, I say to the head of state, please give us more money. You are doing such wonderful work, and continue with the excellent work and the substantial contributions that they've made. Now, all of us remember that that Morocco in the World Cup made history. The national team of Morocco was not just playing for the people of Morocco, but they were also playing for every one of the 54 nations in Africa. And their historic performance and their historic success is an encouragement, is a motivation to every one of the nations on the African continent. So we once more want to ask that we, in pride and in recognition of the historic achievements of Morocco, ask you to clap hands to the national team of Morocco, to the players of Morocco, and ask you to pass on the message to His Majesty. Africa has got a proud history of producing some of the best players on the continent, some of the best players who've achieved at the highest level in the world in private in football in Europe and elsewhere. And we remain absolutely confident as football in the continent that this objective that we've set ourselves, it used to be a dream, but Morocco has shown us that we are nearer to realizing the dream than we thought many, many years ago. We have set a clear objective as African football, that one of our main objectives is to make sure that in the near future, a nation from Africa, one of our nations on the African continent, will indeed win and be victorious at the highest level in the world and be champions of the FIFA World Cup. Can we clap hands for that? I always call Gianni when we've got events, and when I hand over the trophies, I want Gianni to get used to handing the trophy to Africans, because that's a good style, it's a good culture. So that when he hands over the World Cup to one of African nations, I think these are some of the brief remarks we wanted to make. And as I said, today is a day of celebration, and the key issue for us is to make sure that we use this event to emphasize this partnership to build stadiums, the partnership to build football pitches in every one of the 54 nations, and to use that partnership also in every nation, but from a CAF perspective. We are committed to using football as an important tool to unite Africans and to bring Africans together from different ethnic groups, Africans together from different races, not just people on the continent, as important as that is in the continent, but also to use football to bring people on the continent and outside Africa who belong to different religions, different backgrounds, and through football create a sense of common objective, common future, commitment to uplifting the living conditions and standards of living of all of our people on the continent. The future of African football looks good, it looks bright, it looks great, and the presence of all of us today is a manifestation of the confidence we have in the continued growth, the continued progress, and the success of football on the continent. Thank you so very much. Welcome, and let's continue with the celebration. Thank you much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your warm remarks. I would also like to welcome to the stage FIFA President Gianni Infantino to also deliver his remarks. A round of applause as he makes his way to the front.
Well, thank you very much, Your Excellency, President Paul Kagame, Minister of Education and Sports of Morocco, representing His Majesty the King, President of CAF and Vice President of FIFA, my brother Patrice Motsepe. I was coming to that. All participants at this fantastic event. I could go on like Patrice, applauding everyone who is here, from the ladies to the men, to all those who have an incredible passion for football. So I will ask you for one applause only for everyone who is here, for all of you. Because actually what makes this ceremony special is all of you. It's all of us. Because we are here to celebrate two outstanding personalities who have done incredible things for football. And as we know that football is the most important thing in life, they have done incredible things for life. Life of millions and millions of people all over the world. Because football is joy, football is happiness, football is pride, and allowing and presenting and preparing the conditions for boys and girls, children and adults to practice a sport like football is something that should fill all of us with pride and with joy. And I would like to commend Dr. Patrice Motsepe and CAF for having decided to organize this ceremony. And I'm here with a great emotion in front of you. A great emotion because personally, of course, as you know, you said it, I don't feel African, I am African. And more particularly, I'm Rwandan and Moroccan. And also of all the other 52, of course. But my personal history and the recent past has a lot to do with these two countries. You will hear more in the next few days, but my electoral campaign to become FIFA president started in Rwanda, dear President. We will speak about that. And the last competition that FIFA organized was the Club World Cup in Morocco, dear Minister, that Real Madrid won. So there is a link from almost 8 years ago when I started to campaign to become FIFA president to the last trophy I handed to Real Madrid as the Club World Champion on African soil. So two outstanding leaders who will receive an award today for their outstanding performances. And they have to be underlined because it's easy, and people tell me, of course, and told me many times, especially when you speak about Africa, well, just give a ball to some kids and you will see incredible things. And it's true. Already you see them smile, and then you see them play, and then you are happy. But it doesn't stop there. These children, they need to have examples. They need to have people they can look at. They need to have leaders who have shown, first in their countries, then in their region, and finally all over the world, what can be done with honesty, with commitment, with leadership, and with passion, and also with a team. Because like everything in life, when you want to be successful, you need to have a strong team with you, with a strong captain, with a strong leader. And both President Paul Kagame, as well as His Majesty the King, are leaders who have transformed their countries, who have believed in their people, who have believed in their continent, and who have believed in the force for good that football can help to give to the people. And the achievement of Morocco becoming semi-finalists at the last World Cup is not a coincidence. It is part of this constant investment and work and belief that has been put in place in your beautiful country, dear Minister. So, being here, connecting somehow my personal dots of my personal history at the head of FIFA in two countries that I love, and more importantly, participating in handing over a well-deserved award to two fantastic personalities is, for me, as FIFA president, but for the entire world football community, which I represent here together with Alejandro Dominguez and all the other members of the FIFA Council, a true honor and a true pleasure. Many thanks for having me here. Enjoy the ceremony, and now you can give another big round of applause to the two winners. Thank you.
Gianni, for your remarks. Having leaders who inspire and invest towards having generations of greatness. That is what we're here to celebrate. And as we continue in the spirit of celebration, one thing that Dr. Patrice Motsepe has highlighted is Morocco's achievement during the 2022 FIFA World Cup. They were the first African team to ever reach the semi-finals, and that gives us hope for what lies ahead. I would like you all to kindly turn your attention to the screens and let's watch Morocco's journey, achievement, and the role of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, may God assist him, has played.
This is an opportunity.
We are now going to transition to the moment we have all been waiting for and the reason why we are all truly here this evening. The awarding ceremony of the CAF President's Outstanding Achievement Award 2022. To confer the award to the representative of His Majesty Mohammed VI, may God assist him, Minister Shakib Ben Musa, I would like to invite to the stage CAF President Dr. Motsepe.
Thank you. Can I ask my brother to... No. It's very heavy. Can you come, Gianni, and then we'll hand over the trophy together. Can we clap hands for the President of FIFA, please?
By CAF's fifth Vice President, Madame Kanizat.
On behalf of the 54 nations in Africa, that are members of CAF, we humbly want to confer this CAF President's Outstanding Achievement Award to His Majesty King Mohammed VI. May God assist him. Can the Minister please come forward and receive the award? Can we please clap hands for him?
To hear the acceptance speech from the Minister, would kindly invite President to kindly take his seat.
Alhamdulillah. والصلاة والسلام على مولانا رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه. فخامة رئيس جمهورية رواندا,
President of the Republic of Rwanda, Mr. Paul Kagame, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to say that I am honored to stand here before you, representing His Majesty King Mohammed VI, and I will deliver the speech before you, and I humbly accept this award. In the name of God, the Merciful, the Compassionate. My dear brother, Mr. Paul Kagame, President of the Republic of Rwanda, Mr. President of FIFA, President of CAF, Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to say how delighted I am to receive this CAF President's Outstanding Achievement Award for the year 2022, which I accept with great honor and pleasure. I would like to salute the presence of Mr. Gianni Infantino, President of the FIFA, and commend him on his strong commitment to African football. I also wish to thank the President of the Confederation of African Football, CAF, Mr. Patrice Motsepe, for his leadership and his action for the development of African football and the renewed credibility of its institutions. And with my dear brother, President Paul Kagame, whom the Confederation of African Football is also honoring today, I share an unwavering confidence in our African continent, its youth and capacities. We are working to make the most of that potential without ever being satisfied with mere hopes, nor, for that matter, with our achievements. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is still my firm held belief, as I pointed out in my speech at the 29th African Union Summit in 2017, that the future of Africa hinges on its youth, and that only a proactive, youth-oriented policy can channel energy for the achievements of development. Therefore, the award which you are bestowing upon me today is, first and foremost, a tribute to the genius of Africa and its vibrant youth. To me, this award represents a recognition of the choices I have made to bring about the right condition for their development and fulfillment. Football is not just a sport, it is a work in progress and a long-term process. In my country, the Kingdom of Morocco, I sought to make football a driver of success and a sustainable human development, in addition to being a passion and the expression of creative skill and talent. Football also implies a vision of the future, a long-term commitment, efficient, transparent governance, as well as investment in infrastructure and human capital. By making Africa proud at the last World Cup in Qatar, Moroccan football also upheld the values of perseverance, self-sacrifice, and self-surpassing to a different level. We're working to anchor these values by linking sport to education in order to expand the practice of football, unlock players' potential, and support the talents that are discovered through customized training. It is not as much through words as concrete deeds that the Kingdom of Morocco has proven on countless occasions that its resources, infrastructure, and experience, particularly in football, are at the disposal of all African nations, sharing our wish to make youth a leveler of hope and growth. That is because the ambition I hold for my country is inseparable from that which I nurture for the African continent. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished delegates, with that in mind, I would like to announce before this assembly that the Kingdom of Morocco has decided, together with Spain and Portugal, to present a joint bid to host the 2030 World Cup. This joint bid, which is unprecedented in football history, will bring together Africa and Europe, the northern and southern Mediterranean, and the African, Arab, and Euro-Mediterranean worlds. It will also bring out the best out of the best in all of us. In effect, a combination of genius, creativity, experience, and means. I thank you, and peace be upon you. Written and delivered on the 14th of March, 2023, signed King Mohammed VI. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for your remarks. We have heard from Morocco, and we are now going to turn our attention to a country that beat all odds and managed to emerge from the ashes of its past and attain groundbreaking achievements. Through good leadership, Rwanda embarked on a journey of reconstruction, development, and socio-economic transformation without leaving anyone behind. Ladies and gentlemen, not only in Rwanda, but President Paul Kagame has long since played a key role in our continent's development. Let us all turn our attention to the screen and watch some of his work and journey.
We don't only have an ambassador, we've got a partner who talks on our behalf with all of the other presidents.
You have to have leaders. You have to have a vision. We want to work as a team, whether it is football or any other sport. We have a duty to football, but we have a duty to Africa as well. What is our mission? We need to look up to ourselves and know that there are things we can do for ourselves and deliver.
As the President put it, we have a duty to football and we have a duty to ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, to confer the award to President Paul Kagame, help me invite once again to the stage CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe. And the award will be brought forward by the fifth Vice President of CAF.
Thank you so much. It's with humility, and it's a great honor for me and my brother Gianni Infantino. We humbly, on behalf of President Paul Kagame, on behalf of the 54 nations on the African continent who are members of CAF, a token of our gratitude, appreciation, and recognition of your great contributions to football development and to many of the other outstanding work that you are doing and have done. May God be with you, and we would like you to come on stage.
Of His Excellency President Paul Kagame.
Good evening to all of you. Patrice Motsepe, CAF President, Gianni Infantino, FIFA President. In some way, the three of us are supposed to be triplets. So, brothers, Honorable Chakib Menumusa, Minister of National Education and Sports of Morocco, representing the King of Morocco, His Majesty Mohammed VI, distinguished ladies and gentlemen here in your different capacities, I want to express our deepest thanks for this honor to receive the CAF President's Outstanding Achievement Award. I also want to continue by inviting you to feel at home here in our country. It's your country as well. You know, an award like this is one of those things you sometimes don't expect or feel entitled to. In fact, in our history, some of us, we never feel entitled to much, or even deserving so much. But when it comes this way it has, there is a saying here in our country, something of such a value, by loose translation, we say, you receive it with both hands. So when I was receiving it with both hands, I meant that. We appreciate the recognition, we appreciate the honor. So many things in our country, this country for which you are honorable guests, has had its history, that we've been able to draw a lot of lessons from that history. And one of the things that assisted us to go through some of those extremely challenging circumstances was football. I want to save you a long story, but I just say, just months before the tragedy happened here in our country in 1994, there was a lot of fighting. There was a history of sectarianism and so on and so forth. One of the things that actually coming almost at the top that people clung to, that kept bringing us together, was sports, and particularly football. I remember when we had the ceasefire and the fighting parties had ceased to do that. One of the things was immediately thought about. I remember some of the young people weren't worried about food, weren't worried about many things you know are very essential. Immediately they were asked, they wanted to say, how can we play football? In fact, one time quietly we organized football. Some of the people who were caught up here in the capital and those of us who were farther to the north, we arranged some people were smuggled from here, brought to the north where we were, and formed teams, and people played, we had a team coming from here, the capital, and the surrounding areas, and then a team of those of us who were in the north, and they played football. In fact, during the tragic situation, unfortunately, some of the members of the team that came from around, when they were known to have gone to the north where we were and played football there, were killed only for that purpose, that they had gone to meet the other side and they had known it was football they had come for. Well, they didn't kill them because they went for football. They killed them because they went to play football with those they were not supposed to be playing football with. So, but then you see football. Football was constant. In the ceasefire, in both sides, and even after the tragic situation, very young people, all they want to do was to go out there and play football. And they here, I'm sure like in many other African countries, they make football from banana fiber. From banana fiber, they make footballs and they kick this football on the street. And they are so happy kicking banana fiber football on the street, to the point that they even forget the time to go have their meals. So when we took over after that situation, I wanted to say that one of the things we invested in was there were so many needs, so many priorities, which you wouldn't imagine would involve football. But we made sure that through the Minister of Sports, we wanted to say we should enable these people, among other priorities, our young people, to be able to play football. Well, I still have one of the disappointments, in other areas. We've played football, we've paid attention to it. We are still not yet where we want to be. But with your presence here, with the efforts and promises made through CAF and FIFA and all friends around, we should be very soon where we want to be, and we are following in the footsteps of these other brothers and sisters of our continent, of Africa, who are already making it to that high level of global standing, like the recognition was made of Morocco, that did us proud during the last FIFA World Cup in Doha, and I want to extend our gratitude to the country, to the players, the fans, and the people of your country. Honorable Minister representing His Highness, His Majesty, the King of Morocco, please give them our greetings and thanks. So, football is the most popular sport, inevitably, understandably. There's no way else to understand it. On our continent, it is so popular. Africa has talent. There's no doubt about that. But our best players should not need always to move abroad to unleash their full potential. I'm not saying those who have the opportunity shouldn't do so now. I'm saying we should work towards making sure that what takes them out there can be achieved while here. And that is how that's why the work being done in Africa by CAF and FIFA, and I want to thank the presidents of both organizations. What is being done is so important. To the football legends, I thank you for your contributions. You are a source of inspiration to young people in Africa and around the world. We thank you so much. I encourage you to continue sharing your wisdom with them, especially the discipline and the focus required to be successful both on and off the pitch. This performance, again, of Morocco at the World Cup was a good example of what is possible. So we should be able to emulate that, and it should inspire us to do more and better, all of us, those who play football, those of us who like it, and the citizens of our countries are part of this inevitably, and we want to make them feel happy and also benefit from that. Let me say thank you so very much once again, and hope you enjoy your stay here in our country. Whatever you wish to see or have, or if you are not able to do so, it's because we have tried our best and maybe it was inevitable. Otherwise, we will do all the best we can. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, if you could kindly allow us, kindly do remain on stage. We are going to have a group picture, and I would also like to call Dr. Patrice to also come forward, FIFA President to also come forward, as well as Minister to come forward. Today is indeed a historic moment, and we are reminded that we have a duty to football and we do have a duty to ourselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, we have come to the end of today's program. And as it has been highlighted by the different speakers who we've had here today, our distinguished speakers for the day, definitely there is no doubt that in the not so distant future, African football will be amongst the most